I need your help. I'm about to sell my innovative new binary trading software to one of the big Wall Street firms, and all I need are a handful of beta testers to make sure I've ironed out all the kinks in my instant trading profits program. Let me introduce myself. My name is Liam White. Only a few years ago, I was a trader on Wall Street, rubbing shoulders with some of the top financial minds in the country. I was making plenty of money, but after years in the business, I'd grown tired of the cutthroat attitude down on the floor. Gaggles of sweaty men all elbowing each other out of the way just to gain a few valuable seconds before an asset started moving one way or the other. Does that sound like fun to you? I got in the game for the money, but after the years of struggle, I was simply done with it all. I decided to go back to my first love, science. More specifically, neuroscience. See, before my days on Wall Street, I spent years and years of schooling studying neurology. The brain always fascinated me, even as a kid. I spent a lifetime at the library and in labs trying to understand the most important organ in the body. It was a long, spendy process, and while I came out of school with my doctorate, I also had a boatload of debt. No one gets out of med school without owing a pretty penny, and I was no exception. So I made the decision to make some quick money in an entirely different field. Abandoning the path of my peers, I dove into the binary trading market head first. My father was a trader, and I'd learned plenty of Wall Street skills from the old man. Even when I went into neuroscience, he continued to embed in me the importance of following the market and the money-making potential inherent in trading. His lessons, his connections on Wall Street, and of course a little luck, all paid off. I quickly saw my debt shrink to zero, and with that monkey off my back, I was free to return to my fascination with the brain. I am now a neuroscientist at a prestigious university, conducting research and teaching classes. I spend my days in the lab analyzing what makes people tick. The brain is the most powerful organ in the body, and if we can better understand how it works, the possibilities are endless. Still, I can't shake the bug of Wall Street. The chance to make huge sums of money on nothing but the power of your own decisions, how do you give that up? So, I've fused my two loves together by dedicating my research to monitoring the brain patterns of financial traders. I want to see what makes one more successful than another on an internal level. Why can one man see financial patterns so clearly while another flounders? What is it in the brain that makes some men so quick in their decision-making? I've labored for years trying to find the answers to those questions. I've brought in numerous traders with a wide variety of styles and examined their brain patterns. How do their brains react differently when analyzing data, or when stressed, or when excited? Now, after years of research, I've discovered the fruit of my labor. Based on the results of my countless experiments with experienced traders, I've developed an algorithm designed to make snap decisions 1,000 times faster than any human mind is capable of, and I'm ready to sell it to the highest bidder. Back in the old days, hundreds of traders would be down on the floor screaming out trades and pushing their competitors out of the way. It was a loud, crazy place, and one that cried out for streamlining. Nowadays, there are only about 8 to 10 traders at the desk. Everything has become automated. Wall Street firms have replaced the sweaty hordes of yesterday with quicker, more organized computers. Financial trading has undergone a computerized revolution. These days, the servers of the robot traders do most of the trading. Not only are these robot traders faster, but they're also able to adapt to the changing market without human bias. As much as a trader hopes to be objective, he is still human. Crashes in the past or misguided intuition can steer a trader the wrong way, even if it's at a subconscious level. The computer algorithms take emotion out of the equation. They are only interested in the complex patterns of the market. Still, the world of computerized trading is inherently secretive. Big firms protect their algorithms like a top chef protects his recipes. So the fact that I'm about to show you mine is a big deal. By putting my instant trading profits program out there, I risk it getting leaked and losing out on the benefit of all my years of research. But if I don't test it and blow my chance with the firms because of some silly bug, then all of my work would have still been for nothing. The different programs and computer codes are what set the firms apart. A successful algorithm is the foundation of a modern Wall Street firm. That's why these firms pay top dollar for new integrative algorithms, and my program is the next in line. What sets my algorithm apart? Well, for one thing, speed. While most basic cognitive processes take about 0.2 to 0.3 seconds to operate, my program takes only a millionth of a second. That's right, a millionth of a second. I'm talking 1,000 times faster than normal. Can you imagine, over the span of just a day, how many more operations my program will make compared to what is currently on the market? And the more operations you make, the more money you can make. It really is that simple. On top of its speed, my Instant Trading Profits program is innovative in that it is both analytical and intuitive. Many of the best traders in the game today have that special sense for when to buy and when to sell. You may call it a gut feeling or a sixth sense, but to the traders that have it, it is their everything. Now, of course, they take the time to study the data and analytics, but sometimes the human element is necessary. In a Wall Street world full of computers and algorithms, many firms have lost sight of the human element that made them so successful in the first place. Yes, technology has made trading faster and more exact, but intuition can be just as important. And that is why my program is so revolutionary. I've not only created a fast, technologically sound algorithm, but I've made one that takes into account the human brain as well. A gut feeling is something most people feel but can't explain. My research has explored the science behind the sixth sense, analyzing patterns in brain scans to find out what is really going on in there, and I must say, the results have been astounding. Now, with a better understanding of Wall Street intuition, I was able to mold an algorithm into a more well-rounded form. I've created a program designed to factor in both statistics and intuition. So, I hear you asking, why do you need me? If I have such a game-changing gold mine on my hands, why not just cash in on it now and earn my millions? Why am I putting it out there on the internet for all to see? I understand your skepticism. I mean, you've seen videos and promos in the past that turned out to be nothing more than scams. They all promise you the same thing: get rich quick by cutting in on a piece of the action. But let me be clear. I'm not offering you a piece of my cut with the firms, and I'm not offering some fake program. In fact, I'm not offering you anything but a job. What I need are testers to make sure I've worked out all the kinks in the Instant Trading Profits system. I don't want to bring it to the big boys with flaws still built in. You think you get a second chance with these guys? You don't. If I screw this up now, I won't get another opportunity. After years of research and development, I would be devastated to blow this chance right at the finish line. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm confident in my software. My unique background on both Wall Street and in neuroscience lends itself perfectly to this business. Not only have I been there in the trenches, but have delved deep into the minds of some of the most successful men in the business. These are men who are making insane profits on the power of their own brains. The snap decisions and insane foresight that these men are capable of is rare. The problem is that I can't test my program on men like them. First off, they're in the business of making money, not making friends, and they would have no qualms in stealing my ideas as their own. Second, they're so deep into the game that they may have the same issue spotting irregularities that I have. Have you ever heard the saying, one should not lose sight of the forest for the trees? Well, me and other men as deeply involved in Wall Street are too close to this to see anything but individual trees. You, an outsider to this business, will be able to see the whole forest. I just need a few pairs of fresh eyes to scan over my program. By testing my program, you'll help me iron out the wrinkles and make it fresh and ready for what will be the presentation of my life. Now you're saying, all right, what's in it for me? Here's what you get. Exclusive access to algorithmic trading light years ahead of what the top Wall Street firms have right now. You'll be using a system that can analyze data and make trading decisions faster than any system on the planet. And the best part is, you get to keep your earnings. I'm not trying to get in on your profits here. I'm about to strike it big, so I'm not interested in stealing from the people who will help me get there. In fact, I consider you an integral part of my research and development. Consider the money you earn on my Instant Trading Profits program your payment for a job as beta tester. You help me work out the kinks, and I help you make some cash on the market in a way you could never have done on your own. Remember, not only do you have my word on the legitimacy of this program, you also have the support from my university. All of my research, development, and previous beta testing has been sponsored and funded by the university. I'm not just some guy who overheard a secret at a coffee shop or found a loophole in the books at his fake firm. I'm a scientist and a professor, and I am an expert in my field. This is my life's work. I've been on the floor at Wall Street, and I've been inside the brains of those that know it best. I've spent years on the floor and years in the lab. I have something here, and I just need a little help to make sure it's perfect. To be honest, I think you're lucky to have found my site. My Instant Trading Profits program will soon be in the hands of the professionals on Wall Street, and I only need a handful of testers for this final stage. This truly is an exclusive invitation. So click on through to the other side and join my team while I prepare my software for the big day.